agree that those taxes have to go. So from that perspective, I'm thinking that where I'm able to make some room for this particular levy is coming from the fact that we've seen, some people a bit of a surprise, we've seen the aggressive strengthening of the local currency, and therefore that creates some kind of a window. And I believe that in itself might have triggered why government felt that this is the time to introduce this, because yes, it may not be popular, but because the impact of the one Ghana cedi levy, given the scope that has been created as a result of the aggressive strengthening of the currency and also the pass-through, perhaps they can make a case for this and then begin to accumulate the necessary resources. Because even though you may have leadership and we want to do the right thing, your ability to do that also depends on how much resources you are able to mobilize immediately. That is not to take away the fact that
if you are looking at it as a sort of a windfall from the cedi's performance,
yes,
what is going on with there's no sunset clause to the tax?
Yes, my considered view is that there should have been an indication that this is not going to be a permanent levy handout. I think government should take another look. I'm able to justify this if I look at from the windfall point of view. Already there's been some kind of a windfall when it comes to the growth and sustainability levy. If you see the adjustment with respect to mining companies, because we've seen upward trend in gold prices and also in terms of volume. So government should look at it from that perspective. The analysis I have done here, I'm looking at the export price for, let's say, petrol per liter end of February, where approximately we are looking at 12 Ghana cedis. And then end of February, we are looking at something close to 16 Ghana cedis export price for a liter for petrol. And then May, we are looking at something around 12. So if you look at the margin there, there's a savings of almost more than 3 Ghana cedis over the period. The average savings, we are looking at something around 3.2 and all of that. The question is, do you pass on all these gains to the consumer? I believe that from that perspective, if you are saying that, okay, we are holding back 1 Ghana cedi and we pass on the rest, that is fine. But to the extent that that favorable condition continue to persist, then you can continue to justify this. But when things reverse or change, given the formula that we are also using, then government should be able to come back to the people of Ghana and say that we don't have enough reason to continue to levy this, and we are taking it out because we've seen the world oil price change drastically. We've seen the cedi also, or these other variables. For that reason, we feel that we can cushion Ghanaians by removing this levy. And let me give you an example. When COVID came in 2020, Cote d'Ivoire and some other countries actually decided to remove levies and taxes on some of the items that they import as a way of limiting the impact on consumers. The losses have to be accounted for in one way or the other, but they also decided to cut expenditure considerably. Now, if I look at the 2025 budget, and that is where I have a soft side for this levy. If I look at the 2025 budget and I look at the steep expenditure cuts, I think for the first time in a while now, we haven't seen anything like that in terms of the wasteful expenditure cut. And I see that this is leadership from that point of view. Even if you look at the budgetary allocation to the office of the president, vice president, even the speaker, the judiciary wasn't spread and all of that. Something in nominal terms, we saw expenditure go down in 2025 relative to 2024 in excess of 10 billion cedis, right? Again, when you look at government gross financing needs in 2025, we are looking at something around 44 billion Ghana cedis compared to the gross financing needs of 2024 in excess of 60 billion Ghana cedis. That reduction in expenditure, call that one expenditure-based fiscal consolidation, and then also the shock therapy, the way the minister calls it, that has conferred some kind of advantage which is also, given what is happening from the monetary side, and then also improved supply, we've seen the aggressive strengthening of the currency. Of course, you can't discount totally the global dynamics, but if you look at how currencies across Sub-Saharan Africa have responded to these global shocks, you can see that the case of Ghana also has more, in fact, more to do with what is happening internally, from fiscal discipline, from prudent monetary policy, and how the FX is being managed.
Right.
For now, Bank of Ghana has greater control and influence over FX inflows, and we are able to spill that to the market. So that is how I'm looking at it. But, hello, something.
Yeah.